As I was arranging my newly bought shoes, Dad suddenly pushed open the door and burst in.
Sonny, how shameful. Your grades are below the standard.
He threw the scorecard at me furiously. Amber, my younger sister, didn't waste that chance to add fuel to the fire. If only our CEO of Haute Couture was as serious at studying as she was with shopping, her grades would have been better. My dad's face got even redder with anger and he threw all my shoes out of the house. Sheesh. Hi, I'm Sunny. Everyone says I'm lucky to have an attractive face, but for me, it's more like a burden. You see, my dad is a physics professor and my mom is the principal of a high school. When I was born, they expected that I could inherit their intelligence genes and become brilliant. However, I've let them down. Because apart from my looks, I suck at studying. On the contrary, Amber, my sister, is the real pride of our family who has achieved high academic achievements for many years in a row. Because of that, my parents also favored her over me and always compared her achievements to mine. I gradually became the black sheep in the family. Last summer, Dad invited some of his guests to our house for a meal. They were all the top professors in physics. During the meal, all they had ever talked about was my sister's newly awarded physics project. No matter how hard I tried to listen to them, it was like an alien language to me. So I focused all my attention on my steak instead. But suddenly, a guest asked me,
What about you, Sonny? You must be doing some research too, right?
Me? Oh yeah, I'm doing research on matching the right pins for different clothes. You know, it's a disaster to use wooden pins for sweaters. Contrary to my excitement, everyone at the table looked at me awkwardly. Wow, impressive. The school blondies will surely give you an award. After Amber's words, everyone burst into laughter. Too ashamed, I sobbed and went back to my room. That really hurt me. In order to fit in with my family, I tried to study harder, but it was just too much. If only education were like fashion, I would be a prodigy. However, my parents hated it. They considered designing clothes as something frivolous and of no value, unlike physics. That's why I always had to hide my dream. One day at school, I saw Amber staring at Tim, the hottest guy on the basketball team. That must be her crush because Amber looked so enchanted. I slowly approached and patted her shoulder. Are you into Tim? I'm pretty good at planning dates. Want some advice? Jeez, who needs your help? I can easily make him interested in me. Then she confidently left. A few days later, the year-end prom took place. When I went to the drink area, I saw my sister confessing to Tim. Contrary to her sincerity, Tim was very indifferent.
Come on, you want to be my girlfriend? Don't be ridiculous. You're ugly.
Then that jerk and his friends even poured a glass of water on Amber's outfit. I immediately went to give him a big slap and a mouthful on how to respect women. Amber was so embarrassed that she burst into tears and left. She was hiding in a corner and sobbing. Amber, are you okay? I'm sorry you had to go through that. What do you even understand? I hate you. You're beautiful and always the center of attention, while no one ever even notices me. Why is it so unfair? Amber, I understand what it feels like to be looked down on. Have you ever thought about how difficult it is for me to live in a family full of geniuses? I'm always the ungifted, always being compared to you. You think that's fair? But that doesn't make me hate you, sis. I love you. Always. Sonny, I'm sorry. She suddenly hugged me. I smiled. All right. Now we've understood each other better. Let's get your spirits up and get back to the party. But my skirt is so wet. Amber was cold and trembling. Seeing that, I immediately went to my locker, gathered my fashion tools, and anything that could be used to fix her clothes. After a while, she looked even more beautiful than before she came in. We went back to the party together and enjoyed it thoroughly. When we returned home, our parents were furious because it was so late at night. They immediately blamed me for being a bad influence on my sister. But at that moment, Amber suddenly stood up for me. Mom, Dad, please stop. It's my fault too, Amber said while holding my hand. I've realized that we've been very unfair to Sunny and forced her into something she's not. Although Sunny doesn't like physics or pursue an academic path, she has her unimaginable strengths. Then she told them how I saved her at the year-end prom. Like a gear in the machine, you're irreplaceable, sis. My parents fell silent after my sister's words. It seemed like they finally realized their problem. I smiled and hugged Amber. After that day, everyone in the family gradually changed the way they treated me. They respected me more and no longer stopped me from pursuing my passion. It's great that things are finally going well.